Well, I'm so sorry about your personal experience, but let me come back to you, Miriam. One issue that has drawn back prosecution is the issue of coming out to report. What we have seen from ending last year to this year, actors coming out to say how they have been molested, mostly in the United States. Just last week also, we saw the Mosque Me Too hashtag, where women from Iran, Pakistan have claimed to have been molested at sacred grounds. What can be done to encourage people to come out in Nigeria?
Nigeria is a really difficult place to come out with experiences about molestation, abuse, and things like that. A lot of the time, people want to say, or people say, and then there's a weird reaction, or nothing happens. But I think, honestly, one of the places also that they need to be able to openly talk about these things are like churches and mosques, because a lot of Nigerians spend time in these places, and these are things that are hardly ever spoken about. And even if it's youth groups, discussions, family groups, whatever, or support groups, one person at a time, people should be able to have these discussions and let's openly try to deal with the stigma. So we have a culture where, these things are supposed to be kept hidden. But I think it's going to take some radical people who are willing to talk about these things publicly to, take one for the team or something. And then hopefully society will begin to change. But I think unless we start to talk about it, anywhere in the world right now, it's not just Nigeria, people deal with these situations where they don't get the response that they need to help them, protect them, and to protect others around them. But this is the time where it's happening around the world, and Nigeria cannot be left behind. If we want to have a world where women feel safe, children feel safe to do what they need to do in this life to just get by, then these are discussions we need to start to have. And people should stop stigmatizing. That's one of the biggest problems. Stop blaming people, stop ridiculing them for going through such experiences so that more people can come out, and then let there be support centers, whether it be from the church or even from the government. Just like she said, let it be prioritized that people can come out and talk about these things.
I think the stigma should belong to the perpetrators, not the victims. And please, let's try our best. I'm really glad that a lot of us young women and men are speaking up for these, these things that were considered no-go areas before. They are becoming more open. But I have a problem with people who tend to want to play devil's advocates. I think I should use this platform to discuss this. Whenever an issue pertaining rape or molestation, especially when it comes to women, come up, some people decide that, I've seen it on social media a lot, where, oh, let me play devil's advocate. What if her skirt was too short? Did she say no enough? And these things, when that fellow on social media said the thing about the 3-year-old girl, and everybody, including people who like to play devil's advocates, were acting shocked. I said, look, when you create doubts on other scenarios, you give people in youth speak, let me call it liver. You give them the liver, you give them the guts to push it further. There are sick people out here, and you give them the guts to push it, to come out bold with these things. So I've noticed right now on social media, if a girl just says, somebody said that something happened in somewhere with her sister, and they have taken the case, to the police, and immediately under, you could see people doing, are you sure your sister did not try seducing him? Are you sure this? Are you sure that? Tell us the full story. This is how you people, and it continues like this. There are no limits. So there are some things that, please, if we feel like, oh, I want to come out, and this is a no-go area for that. Rape is not a joking matter. And especially when you try to make it light like this, a lot of us young women, a lot of us women in this country have been molested, have been raped from childhood, even up to adulthood. When people are speaking in Hollywood and you're surprised that, oh, this woman too, oh, it could happen to you. Well, it's the same way for most of us too. And seeing these statements are very traumatic and make some people lock up. Not everyone is bold enough to come out despite this. So I would ask, please, that in our engagements with these issues, that common sense be applied. When somebody picks up the strength to come out, you should not start pushing burden of, are you lying, on that person. We should be willing to listen to this person and get to the bottom of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us on the program. Indy Kato, you joined us from Abuja, Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory, as well as Mariam Loju, who joined us from Toulouse in France. But we have to leave the conversation here. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with a legal perspective of this issue. Don't go away.